me just tell you how we all came to be out here today. We know that we don't have a lot of friends in Congress when it comes to Social Security and protecting Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. We know that we're losing congressional champions on this issue, and we know that it's our job to develop and cultivate more. What we didn't know is that we had lost the White House on the issue. And the reason why we stand here today is because 2 or 3 months ago when President Obama released his budget, what did it include? The Chained-CPI, our own president. So right now, as we move into the fall, and there becomes a contentious vote on raising the debt ceiling, we have heard directly from the administration that they will only use Chained-CPI as a bargaining chip in an overall grand bargain. Which means that, as all of the speakers have talked about, we are in grave threat to have Chained-CPI move forward. Both for all of you as current beneficiaries, many of the speakers have talked about that if this moves forward, it would decrease Social Security benefits by $6,000 over someone's lifetime. For women, the disabled, veterans, folks that rely on Social Security for the majority of their income, this cannot happen. The next couple months is critical for us to build a grassroots momentum across this nation to say to Congress and to say to the President that this is not acceptable. You don't balance on the backs of seniors the budget. Social Security did not contribute to the deficit, and we will not stand for this. All across the country today, the Alliance for Retired Americans and labor and progressive partners, just like all of you here, are holding the exact same events right now in 50 cities across this country. So today we begin the grassroots momentum that will lead us throughout the summer and into the fall that says to members of Congress and to the administration, this will not move forward. You vote for this, there is no cover. There is absolutely no cover because this is a cut to Social Security benefits. And so thank you for joining today in a stance of solidarity, the human chain against the Chained-CPI, and joining your activists and members of the Alliance for Retired Americans and labor all across the country to send this very important message. You are all so amazing, and we have all learned so much from you, from one generation to another. Thank you for all you have done fighting for yours and fighting.
My parents told me early on that this is an income that I will receive when I retire. As retirement was approaching, I became a little scared. Will I be able to make it financially? Thank goodness for Social Security and a pension. Make it on Social Security alone. I have been able to remain independent, not having to depend on family members for support, and I'm not on the welfare line. Social Security cuts will certainly change the standard of living I am accustomed to. Simply put, I had name brand products I purchased because I preferred them. No more of that. With this inflation, the higher cost of living, and no increase in my income, I look only for what I need and what is on sale. No more preferred products. Any more cuts and I will have to stand on the line. Retirement was something I looked forward to. Travel, trips, fun, be able to see new things that I couldn't while working. Unfortunately, inflation and the talked about cuts are making it more difficult to enjoy the so-called better years. I say no more times than I would like to in order to attend events. So retirement is becoming more worrisome than I was hoping for.
I want to tell you that I came down on the train with a young man who wants to be a teacher. And he didn't have any idea what Chained-CPI is, was, will be. And when he found out about it, he said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're going there. This is going to affect me, isn't it?" And I said, yes. Not too long ago, we had Patrick Meehan, our Republican congressman in Delaware County. You can boo if you want to. He told us, oh, don't worry. We're not doing anything that will affect you. So we said, you think we don't care about our children and our grandchildren? At which point, I'm glad to say, the whole audience clapped, and he got little beads of sweat on his upper lip.
Way to go.
I just think that Chained-CPI is one of these sneaky things they're trying to put over on us. They're saying, oh, it will be very little amount of money for current retires. But it builds up over the years. So that by the time it's 10 years or 20 years, you are in big trouble if you think you can rely on your Social Security. Chained-CPI is attached to the cost of living index, and we know if the cost of living goes up, we get a little more in our Social Security, don't we?
Yeah.
Not much, but it's better than a kick in the head. All right. Well, one problem with the cost of living index, it doesn't include health care or Medicare or prescription drugs, so it's not as useful as it might be. But at the current rate, it helps a little. But the plan is that it's going to, as inflation increases for food, you know what they say? Oh, well, people can eat chicken instead of meat. People can take canned tuna instead of a fish. Then they won't be hurt so much. Well, I don't know where these people come from, but it's not easy for senior citizens to go shopping, to find transportation. And anyway, why should we say that just because you've spent your life working, you're supposed to do nothing, eat nothing, do like Adele is doing, looking for cheap stuff everywhere she can? We have to tell them we're not as dumb as they think. We know Chained-CPI is not a good idea.
As we close, let's have one big shout, and I hope they hear it in Washington. Okay, let's go. No Chained-CPI. That's it.